Come on in, come on in. I don't have much time right now. I have a meeting that starts at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's now 2:04, so that means I will be trying to get out of here as early as soon as possible because I do have to make some stops before on my way. So hopefully you all will come in here as quickly as possible. I'll give you a little bit more time. Time do fly when you're having fun, having fun. I know it's like late in the afternoon. Well, really not that late, about two something in the afternoon, and some of you is still at work, and this is probably a very busy time of the day for you at work. I just wanted to come quickly, saying, is your all on the altar for Robert Sylvester Kelly, being that he's on this difficult trial of his life, and so much has been up against him in this fight for his freedom and all the false accusations that have been coming forward by some of the witnesses and those who are his supposedly alleged victims, working under Robert Sylvester Kelly as employees, and also those who have claimed that he had been making them, use sex for whatever in the business or whatever. I just don't really want to get all into the sex talk. I see two people in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please hit the like button as you come on in. As you come on in, your girl Casey McDaniel. I can't be here with you very long this afternoon. I'm talking low because my husband is home right now, and I don't really want to hear him having my discussion. You know, I don't want any interruptions or whatever. So I just said, let me come down here and quickly do this live with my supporters and those who are my followers or whatever. Um, Last night, I know when I closed out, I talked about the the prayer of Jabez, and I did get a phone call late. Hi, Cherise, party girl. How you doing, sweetheart? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, I just, ooh, oh, pretty girl. Well, thank you, Sharice. I appreciate that. Yes, I have a meeting today at 4. I just got an email. My meeting will be starting at 4 in the afternoon, so I'm gonna have to rush out of here. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing well. Yes, and I just wanted to talk about the prayer of Jabez yesterday, and I so thank God for one of my subscribers here that called me this morning and was like, "Oh my God," I spoke with this morning. "Oh my God, Sister Karen or Sister Casey or whatever." That I really enjoyed that video because it was really uplifting to her. And sometimes when I'm here giving you some scriptures and I'm reading on some things, it may not only just be for Robert, it's some for some even for some of his supporters out here, and for those who have been following me and those who praying in prayer for him as well for what he's going through in this trial and stuff, and it can help be helpful to you as well. So I said I'm gonna come in this afternoon real quickly, and I know today, and it's not, they didn't post it already on Facebook, whatever, on my Die Hard Facebook page, whatever. And I wanted to talk about I know I went over this before about when Jesus was had to go up against his trial in life, and he was brought before his accusers and everything, and how he was brought in. Like we all know, he had the last supper. At the last supper, he already foretold what was going to take place before his crucifixion. um of course, the he knew who was going to be there to betray him, who was going to be there to deny him, and those who would be there to doubt him or whatever. So when he had called his 12 followers, his 12 disciples or whatever, to teach them about things as they followed him through his ministry. So one of the people that I did talk about was Judas, of course, Judas Iscariot, and we all know what Judas did to Jesus. We know that Judas sold Jesus out for blood money. He took Jesus enemies. He brought Jesus enemies to him. And if you want to read about it, you can go into the book of Matthew, chapter 26. That will give you the whole, follow you all, take you all the way from the time Judas came to sell Jesus Christ out. And then when he went to his to Caiaphas, I think, the high priest and everything, after he did what he did, and he realized he got those 30 pieces of silver and brought Jesus' enemies to Jesus while Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane when he was in prayer. He had some disciples that were supposed to be with him, that was supposed to be watching over him that night. Now, if you could go back into the story of, you could go back into, not the story, but you could go back into all that took place with Robert Sylvester Kelly when the feds came for him and they brought him at night. And who were the people that were still with him? And during that time, the people that was still supposed to have been people that was supposed to have been there with him during that time when the feds came at night while he went out to go walk his dog to I don't dog Believe or whatever. That's his dog, or his dog name is Popcorn, and I think Believe is supposed to be Azrael's dog, whatever. I don't even want to mention her name, but anyway, how they brought how they set all this up for Robert Sylvester Kelly to take him down, how the government came for him. So Homeland Security or whatever, the FBI, the feds, whatever, how they all came for him, and how the people that sold him out, what they did. So I wanted to just talk about as you're all on the altar, because Robert Sylvester Kelly definitely needs your most sincere prayers, whether he's found innocent or guilty. We still want to keep him lifted in our prayers. We don't want to give up on him. We want to continue to write to him. We want to continue to keep him encouraged in the Word of God. Through it all, those who believe in his innocence, truly, and I know I do. I know I do. I don't know about everybody else, but I know I do. I want the best to come for Robert out of this whole thing. Now they ready to do this so-called witness who's supposed to be testifying for the prosecutors or whatever. They want to bring her giving her testimony in a video. This is something new. I ain't never hear of like a crime or anything like this. Supposed to be when a person do it on a video and they can't be cross-examined. That's to me is really showing how wicked they are. That they really trying to get him to be prosecuted. That's what their job is, to prosecute him. And they really want this man to be criminated. You know what I'm saying? Incriminated or whatever, to have it their way with his life. So they doing every evil tactic there is to do what they got to do to persuade jurors that this man is guilty of doing whatever. Good afternoon, Cheryl. How are you? How are you, Cheryl? So I just wanted to just like bring that to your attentions. If you want to know the story of what took place and how everything lead up to this part with Robert Sylvester Kelly, follow the story of Christ. Like I tell people, don't follow men, don't follow Judge Donnelly, don't follow nobody but the word of Jesus, the word of God, and that will keep you lifted. And it will also help Robert in a lot too, that he knows that God is watching and over everything, and God sees all and knows all about it, and he knows who's who, and every last one of them that's committing these evil deeds and these evil wicked crimes or whatever is not going to not be punished for their evil doings, and whether he be found not innocent or guilty, these people are not going to go without being punished for what they're doing. So I said, don't fret not yourself because of evil doers. Fret not yourself. Because what they're doing, God sees it. Like he saw what Judas did. Jesus already foretold what Judas was going to do and how Judas was going to end for Judas. Judas ended up, when he came and he realized he had remorse, that what he did was something evil and something wrong, to bring Christ's enemies to him, and knowing that they was going to kill this man. Okay? Judas came back to them with the coins, the 30 pieces of silver, with remorse and with sadness in his heart, knowing he did something even he couldn't even live with himself. What did Judas do? To he hung himself and he gave them back the money. And that's what they said. We don't want the money back. Okay. It's up to you. They told him, you figure it out. You know what I'm saying? If you go to the book, and I'm going to tell you what chapter that's in. So, if you sit down, you can write it down, whatever, because I don't know if I'm going to have time to put it in this this video, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to bring it to you what Judas did. Okay. When Judas brought them back the coins, they didn't even accept the coins back. Guess what they, and I guess some of you are familiar with Potter's Field, because Potter's Field is a place where they bury people with who's unknown. Nobody ever claimed the body, and they just throw you in with a whole bunch of other bodies, and they just take those bodies, and I guess they burn them. They do burn them, but they bury them. They burn them and they bury them in a place unknown. Maybe they might have a grave that they just put them there. Unknown, unknown, unknown. So Judas ended up hanging himself in the end after what he's done, because he couldn't live with the guilt. He couldn't live with what evil deeds he has done. And that's going to be the same for these evil folks. Ain't none of them getting by for selling this man's life out to the government the way they did. And they could use the excuse, oh, I did it just to save my life. God don't want to hear that. Everybody, each and every last one of us is going to be tried by the devil one day. We're going to come up against some difficult trials of our life. And sometimes we have to put our own life in harm's way to save others, you know. And for that one witness who got on the witness stand, can't I remember her name? Diane Copeland, I think it is. She's saved because regardless of which way it went, she told nothing but her own honest truth. Nobody persuade, nobody sold. She didn't. Nobody, put it this way, she was a faithful follower. And I will consider her to be, as for Robert, she was the woman that came to anoint him before his death, because she left, but then she came back to work for him because she said she felt so bad about the situation, about how this man needed her, because he didn't really have anybody good there to really, really, that was faithful. So she's saved. She's the only one. And then you see the prosecutors, they re-examined her, they whatever, just to convince her to make her say the wrong things, you know? But she still sat up there and told the truth. And no matter where her life right there was in God's hands, whichever way what the outcome was going to be for her, because she was the only honest witness who got on that stand, didn't ask for nothing or anything, but told nothing but the God honest truth with tears running down her eyes. Makes me want to cry. It touches me in my heart, Diane. God bless you. God bless you and your family and your loved ones for what you have done. And I believe Robert is so grateful for you, because he's the only one that didn't look for anything else. She's the only one that didn't look for for Demetrius Smith, or well, at least give me a be able to give me immunity before I get up there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She's the only one. And she was supposed to be a witness for the prosecutors, and she did what she had to do. She didn't lie, she didn't stumble, she did nothing. She cried. She cried because she was telling it from her pure heart. Like, hey, this man was in a bad situation. These people were doing a lot of things, and I was his assistant, and I did everything for my boss. And even the things that he didn't even request me to do, I still took that risk to do it. And he didn't even ask her to get on that stand and lie for him. She did what was right in her heart without asking. Bless her. Bless her. Bless her. I will have you all crying, Sharon. My heart hurts for Quells too, Cheryl. You know, and then I'm not even pleased with some of, like I said, some of these so-called bloggers. I don't even want to make it about them, because it's not about them. It's not about them. It's about Robert right now. And the only way you're going to find the truth is follow the story of Christ. When his enemies brought him, Judas sold him out. There were so many Judases, I can't even name them all, with Robert, that sold him out for the government, for their own selfish reasons, and lied for their own selfish reason, and they will not go unpunished, whether Robert is found innocent or guilty. And even those right now who are punishing Robert, that are just wicked to want to do away with this man, won't see. It's going to come to them in the end as well. It's going to come to them. Trust me. The defense is doing everything they can to fight this case. Judge Donnelly, she's not going to go unpunished. That's what I said, Cheryl. All of them. You're right. All of them are Judases. They all sold out for the blood money. Every last one of them. The devil don't care about your soul. You all gonna reap what you sow. Every last one of them. And I'm really wishing and I'm praying for his brother, Kelly, that he will do what he got to do to continue to carry this fight for his brother and for his innocent, even though people right now find him to be double-minded and hypocritical. But we all know that Robert Sylvester Kelly brothers may felt in a certain way a long time because of their addictions. They had addictions. And when people have addictions, they're not rational. They're not rational because that drug or whatever substance that they're using have control over them. Their weakness for that substance. And I pray that God will continue to work on them and keep them strong and away from whatever addictions they have, because their brother couldn't save them. They thought he was being mean to them and being cruel to them and being whatever, but he couldn't save them. Even when he took away their privileges and their jobs and stuff. And Robin never spoke about why he fired his brother. He never really spoke about the situation. He never talked about his family, the reason why. But he said, I fired my brother. Yes, I did. And then I hired him back when he was on that interview with Torrey. And Torrey was asking him about, do you like young girls? You know? Like I said, they all are going to weep what they sow. Because sometimes it's better not to say anything and don't even want to touch the subject, especially if you don't really know the real truth and the ins and outs, especially when you do know the truth and you still speak on the evil of the story without seeing both sides and you just staying one way and being biased. You know, the Roland Martins and the JL Kings and all of them. All of them. I don't even go to their channels. I don't even watch them. I used to watch Roland Martin a while back. I did. I was kind of like there with him on, certain social issues in the American communities and stuff. And when he did his talks on things like that, now I'm seeing a different Roland Martin, when it's up there about the money and it's about politics and it's about fame and it's about all the gain, the gain of the world. What is a man to profit the world and lose your soul? Lose your soul. Just to want to see another man accuse another man of something and see him punished. And that's in your heart, to see somebody punished instead of praying for them. And at least try to help convince people to see at least the good in them, because everybody got some good in them somewhere. And you should be able to help the world to see that. It's a whole lot of them I stopped watching. How you doing, Nene the Truth? And I want to just say that, because before I get out of here, it was on my heart to bring that to you. But I came from the book of Matthew today. The book of Matthew, I'm going to read from you can read it from chapter 26 to 27. That will tell you all the way up until Jesus was brought to the cross. I'm praying for her, Alma. I'm trying to pray for her too. I'm trying to find some good in her too. Even though, I'm not in God's place. Alma, I'm not in God's place. Like I said, some people for doing wrong and knowing they doing wrong and making the wrong judgment on somebody, you're going to punish. You're going to suffer behind it. They try to say they leave it in the hands of the jurors, but who knows if these jurors wasn't bought off either? Who knows if these jurors wasn't, already, it's what they call, like when they pay jurors to all find somebody guilty, or they made threats to the jurors or whatever. But yeah, I pray for all of them, but like I said, I'm not in God's place. And if I wasn't praying for them, I wouldn't even be bringing in Jesus into this story. I mean, into this fight. I wouldn't even be talking about Jesus, because I'm praying for them, and maybe the story of Jesus will pierce their heart and talk to them. That's my prayer. If they come across my video, that is my prayer for them. Whether they want to find the truth in the word of God, or they want to continue to follow the way the world is, and they want to do it their way. Okay? Without having God no way in it. So it's up to them. And that's why I do this video. This ain't only just for Robert. It's for a lot of people. This help change a lot of hearts, to turn more lives and turn more souls to Christ. But it's up to them. Like I said, I don't do the changing. Only God can. And if God give me a message, a prophetic message to put on my heart, I come here and I bring it to you, because it's not only just about Robert, it's about all of us. Like I said, we all gonna have to one day face some trials in our life. Of what goes around comes around, and karma is real. Because Judas, like I said, the story of Judas could not even live with himself after he sold Jesus out for that 30 pieces of silver. And the number 30 means sorrow. Sorrow. Okay, they tried every evil tactic in the book. They even said the witness number 20 cried, and she was terrified, and she couldn't testify in the courtroom or anything. She have to do it on video. Maybe this woman wanted to tell the God honest truth, but they afraid if she gets on that stand and she be cross-examined by Canick and Nicole or Thomas or one defense team, that she's going to pour out just like the other one. So they ain't taking no more chances. They want to play any dirty game they can play to get this witness to do it the way they want her to do it without being cross-examined. And that's how they fighting a dirty fight. Okay? They fighting a dirty fight. But anyway, y'all, I'll probably come back with y'all later on this evening, because I'm going to have to get up on out of here. Like I said, I have some places I have to stop before I end up going to my meeting tonight, which will be over at 6 in the evening. I thought I was going to have a real free day. It was just going to be like a professional development day. But this professional development day, we being called to be meeting today at the auditorium, whatever, because they going over some orientation for the school year. So that will have to be done, not through Zoom, but we have to be in person. Okay. So anyway, y'all, I love you all. Thank you so much for coming in with this afternoon talk with me and this prayer with me this afternoon. Keep Jesus on the front line of this fight for Robert Sylvester Kelly. And may God bless each and every last one of you as you travel to and from your destination. May there be a hedge of protection over you and your loved ones this evening. So your girl, KC McDaniel, love you. I'm out. Peace.